Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
So today, what we are going to see is few more items to add to that payroll. So now I am going to go into a concept of something called shift guarantee. What this is about is, this is like example say, I am coming to work on Saturday or Sunday. It's like some amount is guaranteed because I am coming. Let's say example, this is suitable for certain days, like he needs to come from some place to the work just for 1 or 2 hours job and then he returns back. So we can have a fixed amount to say, if Sunday he comes to work, he needs to get over hours guarantee. Even if he works at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes, he should get a guarantee. That's called shift guarantee. I will show you how we create it. It's very simple. I am going to give the same name here. And I am choosing only Sunday. How many hours I am going to work? 3 hours. Whatever the hours he works, minimum if we will get anything below 3 hours. If he works, he will definitely get 3 hours. Then we have an option called reduce by amount late. What this means is my shift starts at 8 o'clock. If I come by 8:30 to work, I will get only 2.5 hours as guarantee. If I come at the proper time or if I come early, then 3 hours is guaranteed. But if I come late to my shift, say if I come 1 hour late to my shift and I leave after 30 or 40 minutes, only 2 hours will be late to me. That, whatever the hours I am late, that will be reduced. So that's about shift guarantee. We have created a shift guarantee. We will map it later. So let's go to the next item. So next item, what I am going to show you is exceptions. Right now, we don't have any exception in our system. What exception means? We are assigning the employee with the shift. So if he comes late to the shift, we need to mark him as late. How we do is through exception. So let's concentrate only on the punches and only on the in punch and out punch. So exception leave very early and very late. Let's concentrate only on early and late. So in punch, I am not just giving 1 minute, I will give a 5-minute break to him. So if an employee is coming early up to 15 minutes, it's fine. I will not flag him anything. If he is coming before that, if it is 8 o'clock shift and he is coming before 7:45, it will flag him as he is coming very early. Because what can happen is, in some places, what people will do is they will swipe in early and they will go to cafeteria before their shift starts. They will spend half an hour or 1 hour time there and then, once their work starts, they will start their work. And we should not be paying them that 1 hour. So to know that, to flag them and make the manager understand the employee has this exception, I am giving 15 minutes time for him. I am giving 15 minutes time. Before 15 minutes he can come, but not beyond that. And late, I am just going to give him only 5 minutes time because he should be on the shift. It depends on the requirement. I am giving you just an example here. So if an employee is coming more than 15 minutes early to the shift, it will flag him. If he is late to shift just by 5 minutes, it will flag him. Let's go to the out punch. I will give him out punch late. Also, I will give him 10 minutes. Because sometimes people need to wait in the queue and then swipe out. So it will take 5 or 10 minutes late. So that's fine. But if he is leaving the shift early, before 5 minutes, it should flag him. Oh. So we have flagged that. And he can leave up to 10 minutes because sometimes they need to wait in the queue and swipe out. Some companies will have a huge chunk of employees. It will take at least 10 minutes to get them out. We can also make him even 15 minutes. It depends on the requirement. So right now, I will leave it like this and I will save it out. Short shift and long interval right now is not needed. Short shift means total hours. So if I am assigning 8-hour shift for an employee and if he is leaving within 2-3 hours, we can put a like if I put here as 4. If an employee leaves before 4 hours, for example, I am having an 8-hour shift today. But I am swiping in and out and I am leaving within 3.5 hours. It will show me short shift. It is again an exception. I will show you what it is. Let's leave it like this. And let me save and so we have created an exception also. Here itself we can see what our exception does. Long interval, short shift, we don't have anything. Very early we don't have, but early is 15 minutes. Late is again here. Early is 5 and here it is 10. And also one more thing, I missed to add it. We have a tick bar called unscheduled. We will just enable it. What this means today, if I don't have any schedule in my time card and I am punching in and out, it will flag me as unscheduled. Only if I am assigned to a particular shift, then only I should go out. Otherwise, I should come in and swipe out and get a payment. So if I am not assigned to a particular shift and I am coming in and out swiping, it will flag me as unscheduled. It will flag me as unscheduled, okay. Let me save and return again. That's only one thing we have added again. So we have completed shift guarantee and exception. So next, let me take you through the other item, which will have a few more configurations in it, which is bonus and deduction. Oh, so we are going through bonuses and deduction. So bonus and deduction by the name itself, you know what it does. It will either add bonus hours or it will deduct hours from the employee. This is basically say, if I want to give a bonus to an employee, if he works 6 hours without break, or if he's working a certain number of hours for a day, or if he's working some hours on Saturday and Sunday, I need to give him a bonus. Or if an employee is working in a night shift, I want to give him a bonus. A night shift, we can provide an employee additional payment in different ways. This is one of the ways. Not just night shift, but say if an employee is working for a particular set of conditions, If he needs, I need to provide him some additional pay. Or I need to deduct some additional pay. In that case, bonus and deduction comes. What we need to do is, if it is a bonus, we need to give him a plus value. Plus value means it will take it as bonus. If you want to deduct some hours, you just need to give minus here. It will deduct. The color also will change. So I'll explain this in deep. Let me think of a scenario. So let's keep it like this. Okay. The employee has an 8-hour shift. 8-hour shift means with a meal break of 30 minutes. But that means it will make the shift as 8.5 hours. So in between he is taking a 30-minute break. So let's say the employee starts at 8 am and leaves by 4:30. In between he can take a meal break of 30 minutes. Okay, so what we will do here is we are going to use the concept of deduction here. That means some people, what they will do is they will tailgate and they will not take the meal break. They will directly swipe in at 8 and leave by 4:30 so that they are getting 8.5 hours. In that case, what we can do is I will create this deduction stating 0. I'm going to deduct 30 minutes from the employee for all the days if he is not taking a meal break. How? First, I will just figure this based on the length of the shift or time of the day. There are 3 items. So let's start with the bonus itself. It will give you a better picture. It's easier. I will just give him a 30 minutes bonus. I'm just looking for a condition, what I can say. If he works on Saturday and Sunday for more than 10 hours. Saturday and Sunday itself is a weekend and we are giving him overtime for that. But still, if he works more than 10 hours on the day, I'm willing to give him another 30 minutes as bonus. And that 30 minutes I'm going to give him, in which pay code also I need to choose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a different overtime. Okay? Or I'll just give up some pay code from here. Something that you can differentiate and understand how it is triggering. Beyond standard pay code. That's what I'm just looking into it. Or just I'll give it as a meal allowance. Oh. Maybe like a meal allowance. I'll just give you. So if he's working more than he's coming, and like some companies, usually they do, if they come on the not regular working days, they will provide us with shift allowance and the meal allowance. Right? Similar to that. This is looking a little bit clear. So I'll keep like this. I'll give him a meal allowance and I should. My condition is he should work more than 10 hours. Right. So I need to use, we have 3 items here at time of the day, length of the shift or pay code. So for our condition, we need to use length of the shift because only if he works 10 hours, we are going to give him a bonus. So what we need to give is minimum shift length to trigger should be 10. If he works 10, then only then this particular amount will be triggered. And then we have a locator. Locator means when he sees his paycheck. This 30 minutes will be added to what time? Okay, I am having a shift of example. I'm having a shift from. Let's pick our employee itself. What this locator means? I'm having a shift of 6 am to 4 pm, okay? If I cross 10 hours, I need to get bonus. But in my pay slip or my time card, what time it should show my bonus? The timing where it should trigger the bonus. If I give 4 hours, it will give me normal payment. And again it will say 10 to 10 pay 30 additional bonus hours. Like that. Example I'll show you. If you see this particular shift, if I punch in at 6 am and punch out at 4 pm. Okay. And save it. We have an option to validate. We can check each employee when he has punched in and out. How means we need to click on Go To. Click on Go To. And there is an option called Rule Analysis. Click. Go to and Rule Analysis. What this will do is nothing. This has nothing to do with any configuration. It will show us that particular date range when an employee has punched in. It will make it as different spans. Okay. First shift when an employee has punched in. He has punched in. And first punch in. He has done. And the reason is he is starting his shift. And it will apply to this date. What is his payroll? What is his workload for that particular time? And it will see whether the overtime counter has been beat. Because he has punched in at 6 am. Only it is 3 hours. And again it is taking it as 9 am to 12 pm. It is saying that it is taking it as a different segment. Because for Saturday and Sunday over 3 hours should be paid as overtime. Right. So it is taking it as that. So you see, this is where it is separating how much hours is regular, how much is overtime, how much is double time. You are seeing here, right? First 3 hours it is giving him at regular rates. And it is these 3. The overtime counters are getting triggered. 3 hours is there. As soon as these 3 is meted. Now on the next 3 hours is paid as again regular. Because we have punched in at Wednesday. Okay, now if we come to this spam. This is just an explanation of what is happening. Limit exceeded. Over 6 hours daily starting. So for normal hours, we have over 6 hours daily. So the next 2 hours is getting paid as okay, now that is regular. Okay, is working fine. So, if you are testing it because I am a different employee, yeah, it is working correctly. Maybe in that place it is not showing it properly. Maybe for that one day. So, rule analysis, basically what it will give you is, it will give you a span of each item. This is like separating each overtime and each item. Okay, so if you see here when we give a locator, if you give some time, like if he crosses 10 hours, I need to give him a bonus. But the locator should be for means what will happen is, here there will be a new span added. Right after 4 hours of 6 am. It will add a span like 10 am to 10:30 am bonus. Like that. An additional span. What is more? Apart from what you see here, it is just an indicator. It is not much of important. I am just giving you overview what it is about. I will keep this over itself. So you will be able to see what it is doing. And we can also restrict it based on some timings. But right now, we are not doing it. Any time of the day it can trigger, if he is crossing the 10 hours. So let us keep it like this. And it is asking, do I need to cancel if he is taking a break? Because we are giving it as a bonus. So we do not want to cancel it if he takes a break. And then I am going to save. I will give you Australia FP as a name. And I will save and return. So now bonus and reduction is completed. Shift guarantee completed. Exception completed. And bonus and reduction is completed. So next item which we will see is we will go through breaks. Break, as you know, as I said, the schedule itself. We can assign a break, but for the system to understand what our break is. And if an employee is taking more than the desired time, how to generate an exception for this? Everything depends on this break. So we will create a break. What this will have is we will give a normal length and maximum length. So it is basically, even if you give maximum length, that is fine. Normal length means minimum length. To consider this as a break, we can have multiple breaks in our payrolls. So what happens is, some companies will have 2 breaks. Maybe they will give the employee a 15-minute free break and 1 hour meal break. So system to understand which is what break this condition helps the system to understand. Maybe for tea break, we can say that the normal length is 0 and maximum length is 15. That means if the employee is taking a break between 0 to 15 minutes, it will consider it to be a tea break. And for the same payroll, we will assign another break for meal, which will give the name as meal break, but we will give normal length as 16 and maximum length as 1, so that if the employee is taking a break between 16 minutes to 1 hour, the system will understand it is the meal break. So now let us take one break. I will just keep it a normal length as 0. Or what I will do is, minimum he needs to take a break of 15 minutes. So I will keep it as 15. And medium length is not needed. We can leave it like this, and the maximum length he can take is 30 minutes. So we are giving him a meal break. Australia FT meal break. So for meal break, he should definitely take minimum 15 minutes break and maximum up to 30 minutes. He should not come in within 5 or 10 minutes. So we are going to restrain him to take 15 to 30. And then we need to give a condition. What time, if needed, we can restrict them. At what time the employee should be able to take the break. At or after, this is related to 12 midnight. We just need to give the AM PM. That's it. If we give 9 here, he should be able to take break only after 9 AM. If we give before the AM, he should take the break before 8 AM. It will restrict it. We can give both also. We can say here at or after 9. Before 12. That means in between the time he should take breaks, okay? We are not going to give same payrolls for most of the population. Each shift employees will have different. Because night shift employees will have different payments. Obviously in any organization. Third shift will have a different payment. So that we need to configure as a different payroll only. Breaks. Even if you want to use the same break, we can use it. This is related to midnight. I can use schedule start. Irrespective of what the shift is. I can say that if a shift starts at some time, only after 4 hours, he should be able to take breaks. And before 6 hours. So whatever my shift start time, from that it will calculate. After 4 hours, I need to take a break. And before 6 hours. In that 2 hours time, I need to take a 30 minutes break. I can use schedule start. Some companies will have this kind of restriction based on schedule start. Actual start is nothing. Schedule start means 8 o'clock. Actual start means what time I am punching. If I am punching at 8:15, from that, it will consider this condition. After I have punched in 4 hours, I need to work. And after that, only I should be able to take a break. Right now, let us leave like this itself. We are not going to make any changes. We will go with a simple item, 15 minutes minimum and 30 minutes maximum. Only then it will consider it to be the Australian FT meal break. And we can have an option and say whether we need to pay this break or not. Right now, we are going with a normal setup where we will not be paying anything. Oh, so if you want to pay anything, even if the meal break is chargeable, we can give that amount here. If you give that 30 minutes here, the 30 minutes he is taking as a break will be paid. But usually companies will not do it. They will not pay for the breaks the employee is taking. So everything is done. Just 15 and 30 here. We are not putting any conditions. And we can also say that, as I said, this meal break, the employee should take a meal break 10 minutes, up to 30 minutes. So we are not giving any conditions to qualify this as a meal break. So if an employee, let's give it a 0. So whatever the time, we are giving only one break to the employee. So let's keep this. If an employee is taking from 1 minute to 30 minutes, the system will consider this as a meal break. But I'm going to give an exception limit here as 15. So that even if an employee is taking 10 minutes, it will allow him. But it will flag him as a short break. Even 1 minute, he can swipe out and come back. 1 minute to 30 minutes. But if he's taking less than 15 minutes of a meal break, it will send a reminder and alert to his manager that this employee has not taken a meal break properly. I'll show you what is the difference between giving 15 here and 15 here. Oh, let's right now just keep it and save it here. If you see here, our meal break is coming. So our meal break is like the employee can take from 1 minute to 30 minutes also. And we are not paying anything. That's it. Just this, details will be available outside also. So right now what have? Can I make exception? Bonus and deduction. Okay. Now let me take you to rest between shifts. This is the another item which is in there. Rest between shifts is I'll keep the same name, Austin and Nifty. Our rest between shifts. What this does means some companies, they feel like the employee should have the rest between two shifts, minimum 8 hours. Because, say, people will work in rotational shifts. We cannot ask the employee who has worked night shift today to do morning shift tomorrow, right? Because it's quite impossible. The employee is leaving by morning's exam and we cannot ask him to again come and work at Olembam. So in their case, if they are asking to do it, the company needs to pay them in a different way. They should give him at least some additional payments. This is for that purpose. So if an employee is working late night and leaving, and again we are asking to work early morning tomorrow, he is getting a very limited amount of rest. Then we need to give him some special payment for the next shift, or at least the hours he is working the next day. So here if I give 8 hours yesterday, when the employee has punched out, I am at 10 p.m. tomorrow. If I am punching out at 10 p.m., I need to get 8 hours rest and then come back tomorrow. If I am coming before 8 hours tomorrow, I will get a special payment. And that special payment, we can define in two ways: apply premium to amount of denied rest or entire shift. Amount of denied rest means I am leaving by 10 p.m. and coming back again at 4 p.m., which is only within 6 hours. I am coming back. Okay, so whether my entire shift tomorrow needs to get a special premium or only the amount of denied rest. Amount of denied rest means if I'm coming back after 6 am next day, it's fine. But I'm coming at 4 am itself. So I'm denied of 2 hours of rest from this week. So only that 2 hours I'll get a special payment and the rest of the shift will go in the normal payrolls calculation. Okay, let's keep it like this. I'll give like amount of rest denied. So that's it. So other items are least important. We'll just concentrate on only the amount we are giving, and this one, amount of denied rest, I'll just save on it. Where is the field? How to come outside? This we need to give. We'll give that actual budget. So how to compare? The rest length means whether I need to compare when my shift ends or when I have actually left. So mostly we'll go with when I have actually left, both for shift start and shift ends. So I'm just giving that. I'm saving everything. This field. What is the other field which I haven't given any value? Yeah, I'm just kidding. Like we have created now. So it's going to be exception breaks, bonus deduction, and rest between shift. Now what we need to do is we are going to map everything to our work. So now let's do that. Let's go to the work rules. Our work rule is Australian FDs here. Now we need to choose each item. Exception. First exception. Our exception is Australian FD. I'm picking that. Then shift guarantee. We have created. It's easy because we have created everything with the name of Australian FD. And then let me come to what we have created here at breaks. Breaks will be available here. We need to pick it. Our break name is Australian FD meal break. Here it is. I'm picking it. Then bonus and deduction. We have a bonus of Australian FD. That has been picked up. And then Then pay code distribution. Okay, here nothing to do. And one more thing which we created is rest between shift right. So that rest between shift should be mapped to our combination rule. Okay, it should go like how we map overtime and zones, right? Similarly, RBS rest between shift also should go like that steps. First, we need to pull it here. We see here. Here we'll have zone overtime and schedule deviation is not right now, but we have RBS rule. So RBS rule is rest between shift. We need to see our RBS Australian FD RBS. Yes. Here we have it. Why I'm not able to choose it here? Sorry. The tick mark is here. And since I have added the Australian FD, I can configure the combination. So easy way. Already we have configured others. Only Australian FD is new, right? So we don't want to go with all combinations. Just I'll choose Australian FD so that whatever is related to Australian FD will come. So here we can choose what to do. So if an employee is denied rest and coming back to work, that should get priority than everything else, whether it's overtime or zones or everything, because we are going to give him additional pay, double time, for whatever the hours he's denied for the rest. So here I'm going to choose FDRBS as priority because that gets more priority. If an employee has not rested and is coming back to work the hours he's denied rest, he should be getting paid as the double time or even more than that. So this gets a priority over other overtimes and Saturday and Sunday zones. So I'm going to give it like this and let me check the count towards overtime. Nothing to do. Yeah, our BS should count towards all the overtime. It's clear fine. Then I just need to save and return. Now I need to again go to my work rule and click once on update version. Since we have made some changes. And here I need to pick the RBS rule to this side. Practically it's bottom up. In that certain items within a particular session also will have a bottom up approach. There is no way that this pay code distribution will be mapped to combination, only from bottom to up. It will take some time, but it's very easy. Even if you are a fresher or new people, you can understand when you see the system. It's always bottom to top and not top to bottom. Whatever is at the bottom, Maybe they might be of same level or of a lower level. They can never be mapped to something at the bottom. They can either be at the same level. If zones and overtimes are at the same level, they can either be mapped to upper one, but never can be mapped to something at the lower. That's it. Pay code distribution is done. I'm just updating the version. Save and return. Now again, we'll go to our payroll and we'll update the payroll once. We'll just click on the update version. We have made some changes, right? So that everything works fine. I'm not going to touch anything on the payroll. Just I'll click on update version. And save and return. That's it. Now our payroll has been updated with all the changes whatever we have made. Now it's our time to test it out. First, let's stick with our basic item. First, let's stick to our basics. Let's see whether we are getting the overtimes or other items properly triggered. I'll give maybe. Because before testing the newly created item first, we need to ensure our old items are not broken. Let's see that first. First 8 hours is regular. Next 2 hours is going as 1.5. And then another 1 hour is getting as 2.0. So our basic configuration is working fine. And again, if you see, here we are getting an exception. This is what is called an exception, what we created. This is because of the exception we have created. Now let's test first our exception. The employee shift is ending at 2 p.m. If I give 2 p.m. here, no exception will be displayed. Yeah, the exception is gone. Later we have given a 10-minute window for the employee to leave. So until I give 2.8 hours, it shouldn't give me anything. But if it's crossing 10 minutes, it should give me. Later, yeah. As soon as it reaches 2.11, it will give an exception of later. So our configuration is working fine. If you want to check out for maybe late or early, you can see here. I'll just give a later, maybe 6.6. We gave 5 minutes window, right? Yeah, it will show it as later. If it's coming at 6.4, it will not show anything. We need to do the boundary testing also. And the same. You can also test it out when you get time. You can also test it out early, early out, and early in. So now our exception is working fine. So the next item which we created is shift carry. So shift carry, if I need to test it out, I need to have Saturday and Sunday. I'll assign a shift first. Or maybe I'll go to the current week. So Saturday and Sunday without a shift. Let me learn punches. I'll just give us 6 am to 8 am. So the employee is working only 2 hours. And let's see how many hours he's getting. I'll just shift to daily. Okay, first I need to add a shift. 1 second. I had a shift. I'm clicking go to add schedules. We already have a couple of shifts here. I'm just copying it. Right click, copy and paste it. For Sunday dawn. Right click, paste, save. That's it. I'll just refresh. These are the days, right? 10-9. Okay, I have a couple of days to edit. Okay, now let me go to the time card, refresh it. Okay, my mistake, my bad. Let me check first if we have mapped the shift guarantee. Our payroll name is Australian FD. Shift guarantee is mapped. Okay, then it should give him. Let me see here. Saturday. It should give him a shift guarantee of 3 hours. Yeah, let's leave it aside. I'll just test it out again. Our shift guarantee is not working. Let me see what is the reason first. We have 10 more minutes right before that. We'll see. Okay, sorry, my mistake. It's only on Sunday. We have given only for Sunday, right? I'm testing it on Saturday. Let me go to Sunday. Sunday. I'm going to punch in only for 1 hour. You can see here, right? I'm getting 3 hours. This OT, everything is based on the payroll man. Normally Sunday, if I work, I will get everything as 41.5 for first 3 hours. And apart from that, it is. Everything is as it will go as double time, okay? So right now, what I'm getting is I'm working for 1 hour, but I'm getting one side of the daily gap. But I'm getting 3 hours. This is what shift guarantee does. So our shift guarantee is also working fine. So let's leave that. Now let's focus on the next item, which is a shift. This bonus we gave only for Saturday and Sunday. We chose 2 days, right? Only Sunday. So if an employee works more than 10 hours, he should get additional bonus if he works on 10 hours. So first let's try it on Friday. I'm going to put Friday. It should not trigger any bonus. I'm going to put 7 to 6 p.m. which is 12 hours. Okay, I'm going to save it. C employee is not getting any bonus. He's getting normal 8 hours, then 2 hours and 2.5 hours of double time, but no bonus yet. Let's put the same thing here to 6 p.m. See, he's getting an additional payment here. Now, where is it? It's not working. Length of the shift. What is the pay code we choose for the bonus? Meal allowance. Let me choose a different pay code. I'll choose it as that might be the issue with the pay code. I'll just choose normal pay code, which is used for your understanding. I'll choose a different pay code like OT125CA. Just to differentiate that our bonus is working. Our bonus gets triggered. Minimum shift length to trigger is 10. Okay, so I'll answer it. Save and return. Why is it not triggering? It is working, but this regular 3 hours. It should be working. I'll check on that. I'll just note it on bonus reduction is not working. Now let's see whether RPS is working. Sometimes what happens is if you make some changes, maybe after 10 or 15 minutes it might work normally. Let's close this out. Now let's start to work on rest between shifts. I have a shift here which starts at 6 am and ends at 11 pm. This is fine. Today this day is fine. But again I'm asking this employee to come and work again next day at 6 am, which is only 7 hours, to come back again to his shift, which is violating our rest between shifts agreement. If you see here, daily employee is getting 8 hours regular and 2 hours. Even our piece is not working. Let me log out and log in. Yes, sorry, my bad. I have chosen RPS. For RPS, I need to pick the pay code from pay code distribution. I haven't done that. We mapped it in combination rule right EMART, if you remember. But we haven't chosen anything here. That is the reason it's not paying. We'll choose a pay code. If he's denied rest, I'll give him additional payment. I'm going to give him the pay code of whatever the house is denied. I'm going to give him OT 2.2. So whatever the amount of rest he is denied, so in our case, he is denied of rest for 1 hour. So that 1 hour which is coming at 6 am, right? 6 to 7 am should be paid as double time. It will take some time to reflect back. Currently, it's not detecting. I'm not sure what is the reason. We have created it correctly only, so again, this is another item I need to check. So today, whatever we have created, shift, R&D and exception is working fine. Okay, now let's see if at least meal break is coming up properly. I'll just use this 6th. I'll punch it at 6 am. Okay, then I'll punch out at 11 am. And then again. I'll then punch out at 11:30 am. And leave by 2 pm. Now I need to see whether it is taking my meal break correctly. Okay, so no exception is coming up right. Early out. Initially early out was there. Now it's not showing. That means it is considering the break. Okay, if you see here, when I close this and click on calculate totals, it will show he's leaving early. But since I have again punched in for after the break, now all the exceptions are gone. That means it is considering 11 to 11:30 am as my break. If you want to verify that, you can go to rule analysis and choose that particular day, which day we have punched in. It is on Monday 10 to 4. You can see 6 am to 9 am and fine. This is our span where we have punched out. It will take it as break and it will choose the break which we have chosen. And 1 second, let me see. I think the issue is with the employee. It should have been working. Let me see from which date I have assigned this payroll. That might be the reason. Because I have similar payrolls which I have created for other people, which might slightly differ from us. So Australian 50 is from 11.1. Okay, that is the reason it's not showing up. We need to test it in current pay period. Now, I think this should work for what are the items which we are missing. Okay, let's test it out. Bonus is only for Saturday and Sunday. So let me put 6 am and out at 4:30 pm, which is crossing 10. Save it. Yep, now our bonus and deduction is working. So whatever we have created is correct, but I have assigned the payroll with the effective date of 11.1. From this month, only this payroll is applicable to. That is the reason. Previously, when we tested on previous pay period, other items were working, but this was not working. So whatever the testing we need to do it from 11.1. Okay, now if you see, our bonus is getting triggered because for bonus I have chosen this pay code only. We are getting that 13 minutes as additional. Okay, similarly now RBS also should work. RBS now how, let's see, is that I will just. Okay, here we have 6 am to 11 pm. I'll put 6 and 11 pm. He's working on that particular day. And let me save it out. And again next day he's coming at 4 am and leaving at 7 pm. I think he should have a shift on Friday also, but let's test it without shift. If it's not working, we'll add a shift. We put here Yeah, we'll add a shift to better. Friday, Friday, Friday. Yeah, this is the day. I'll add a shift from 4 am to 11 am. Adding a shift is very simple. We just need to right click on that particular day. Friday is the only day which is right. Click on the particular day, click on add shift. And choose a start time as 4 am. End as 11 am. That's it. So now let's see what happens. I'll go to time card. I'll just refresh it again. Shift is there. Now let's see how it is getting paid. Recruit for us. RBS is still not getting triggered. I'm not sure why, but it's taking only 4 hours as regular also. Let me go to the tool analysis and see what is happening. Yeah, it is entering into RBS rule. For Tulanam, they need rest, but it's not paying him anything special. That is weird. I think something wrong with the system and it's considering it, but in the totals it is not showing it. Okay, if you see here the employers works on us, but it is showing only 4 here. But if you see in the rule analysis, all the hours are getting captured and you can see from 4 am to 7 am. It is considering us rest denied because it is considering this to be zone ended. Australian FTRBS, but somehow it's not reflecting back there. I'll check on it. Sometimes just we need to wait and tomorrow it will be available. Let me see. Some issue with the pay code distribution. I think let me correct it once more. Okay, I haven't saved it. So I got saved. Let's refresh the time card. Go to time cards. It should be working. Let me see. It's still not working. Probably I'll update the work rule once more. This is actually correct. Only let me see. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.